Miss Padma, there is a question by a very young kid out there on the Facebook. She had a question about how can you start, inculcating equality from school itself. So
Okay.
what are the suggestions, open to you both, Maya and Padmasini?
The first one is the two factors in this. One is what you can do about yourself, and then what the school or the community can do, and then what the parents can do. So
Right.
within yourself, you need to feel that you are empowered to do what you like. Like, what do you do the right thing? That's what my dad used to say. Irrespective of whom you're facing, don't be scared, don't back off. Right? Or if you're doing the right thing, you just are empowered to do it. It doesn't matter whether your gender doesn't matter. What matters most is subject matter expertise. At your school, if you, for example, if there is a discussion about a chess competition, if you're a good chess player and you think you can win the competition, but you're not being selected for whatever reason it is, you put up a fight, right? You say, okay, come now, play with me. If you win, you go. If I win, I go, right? So stand up for your rights. You can start that early. As a school, teachers, all of them need to be trained and made aware of inclusive language and overcome the unconscious bias, because there is a generation divide, right? So somebody from my generation, maybe even slightly older generation, were brought up, you can't blame them. They were brought up in a certain, they were exposed to certain experiences. So they would try to pass that on in good intention. So it requires a lot of training to bridge that gap. And that has to be something the schools do. There's a lot of diversity and inclusion training available for every kind of an audience. The third role is parents. And parents need to make the child feel secure. And this I'm talking about girls, boys, irrespective. The child feels secure that irrespective of how you perform, your skill, your talent, we love you as a person. And the child's opinion matters, which I didn't know while I was in India, which is, I didn't know child had rights, right? We do talk about, when I say child had rights, I'm talking about within the family. And it was a very strange concept when I came to the UK, where we actually asked the child's opinion. We are going somewhere. Do you think you like this place? Do you want to do it? Do you want to come along? So it felt odd. Why would you ask? You just come. So we are going, you also come along. But we realized the child has an opinion and they should feel heard at home. Only then will they start speaking outside. If they feel my parents also don't listen to me, why would I even speak up somewhere else? And that's one thing we cannot do, is make the child feel unheard in the house. And third, do not compare the child, which is, I know from ages we have told. I'm not talking about a competition, reality of life. I know that for one seat in a college, you'll be 30,000 people applying for it. Competition is there. But what you need to tell the child is you have more potential, right? If the child gets a 70, rather than saying, oh, you should have got 90, you ask the child, what do you think your potential is? Do you think you could have got 80? Right? So asking the child to raise their own potential, make them feel that it's part of their goal and not living up to somebody else's goal.
Yeah, I know that when I did calculus in I think 8th grade, yeah, I was in a situation where I was, I think, struggling with one concept or something, or making a lot of silly mistakes. Anyway, one time I got a 70. My mom was like, how could you do this? You have to get a better score next time. And then the next time I got a 60. So that was a fun 2 weeks. Anyway, when I got the 60, we kind of changed like the way we went at it. Instead of just saying like, you made a mistake and all of that, it was kind of like, oh, okay, there's clearly a problem here. Let's try and fix it. Let's figure out what isn't clicking for you. And then when it clicked, and then the next time, my mom and my family were just like, it's okay if you got a low score, you're doing your best, you're trying the hardest. And I didn't actually. I was able to get like a 96. So,
yeah,
I guess just supporting kids more than anything.
Yeah,
is important.
You need a child, the kid is bigger than everything else that goes into the kid, the skill, the talent, all of that is part of the child. But then the child's mental health is, and right now, I think as a society, the mental health is being challenged quite a bit because of so many distractions, so many comparisons.